I screwed it up somehow. I don't know what's going on with part of it, but I'll wait for everybody to be connected. Looks like almost everybody is. Once everybody is in, I will share the map, do a quick recap while we're waiting. So, for the recap, you have the party came together in the House of Knowledge in the city of Neverwinter to discuss a job. Believe it or not, I've slept over 10 hours for the last 2 days.
That's kind of nice. Wait, no, wait.
Yeah.
A combined total?
No, each night.
Oh,
But
Okay,
I was
see?
that's why
but I
That's
you're
was
nice.
tired.
rocking about I was rocking about 2 to 3 hours for the last 5 nights prior to that. So sisters and cute redheads, man, they keep you up. Different reasons, but they keep you up. I had to throw that out there. That's already and that got we're what 3 minutes in. We've demonetized Ben.
Yeah.
So for the party's recap, we have the party having gathered in the House of Knowledge, which is a multifaceted building. It is at the same time. I'm going to throw the Neverwinter map into the chat. You can pull it up as you see fit. It is a temple of Ogma, the god of knowledge, as well as wrestling and other fun things. It is also the chief and primary library and research hub of Neverwinter. It was one of the first buildings to be rebuilt, but the party found themselves hired separately or together. I haven't heard from the party who knows each other. And again, it's not something that you need to run out and get done immediately. The party came together, though, to meet Sister Vanessa, a high ranking librarian and priest of Ogma, as much of the library's House of Knowledge is both priests of Ogma and librarians. And so she has a problem. Essentially, uh, they fund research expeditions, things like that. Expeditions tend to be undertaken by the museum here in Neverwinter. Not only, but they tend to take money from their patrons to fund these things. One of them was a expedition by a archaeologist. Her name is Dr. Donnell, and she was working with the Museum of Curiosities, plural, and she conducted a expedition and an investigation under the sealed chasm. A little bit of background: everybody in the city knows the chasm was a huge eruption over in the middle of Neverwinter, left a just huge rent in the middle of the city. Monsters poured out of it, evil, unhappiness, general unpleasantness. It was eventually sealed, but there is also quite a bit of archaeological investigations. Well, one of the things Dr. Donnell brought back was a greenstone artifact. It was turned over to the Neverwinter Museum of Curiosities as the one who funded it. And Sister Vanessa let you know that essentially Dr. Donnell came to believe that the greenstone artifact was in fact an egg. So Dr. Donnell tried to convince them to give it back to her so she could quarantine it and get things in a safe place. But they didn't, so she tried to steal it. When she failed to steal it, she was arrested. And as a result, Sister Vanessa dispatched a librarian named Matrius. I'm not typing the names in, but I can if you need them spelled. I think quite a few people were taking notes. Who was it that was going to be the note person? No, nobody.
I don't want to just say names, but Mal, I think said maybe.
Yeah, sorry, my mic was muted. I am taking notes. How do you spell mattress?
Matrous. Matrius.
Hmm.
And Matrius was essentially supposed to investigate the egg, supposedly the egg. The reason why is because not Matris. Uruf.
That's what Mal said.
Yeah.
So the Sister Vanessa, longtime friend with Dr. Donnell, sent Matrius to try and get information so she could submit it to the Hall of Justice to convince them that she was acting in the best interest of the city, get her released. Matrius was given access to the artifact and disappeared. The museum pretty much assumed he just went on, he did whatever he was supposed to do and left. And he never returned to the House of Knowledge. No one knows. The last he was actually seen was when he was given access to the Greenstone artifact. So, because the because the museum and the House of Knowledge, I mean, they don't run one another. They have some influence as patrons. They can't just keep sending people nonstop into the museum's business. So, Sister Vanessa is hiring the party to do one thing. Your objective is specifically to activate a spell gem within 20 feet of the artifact, and that is a detect magic. She also provided a second spell gem which will create a visual display distraction, and that was her suggestion. The payment for this is 25 gold pieces each and a bag of holding for the entire party to share. With that having been offered to the party, she provided entrance tokens to the museum's gala, which is designed essentially to show off the Greenstone artifact to patrons, which is why they have these handy dandy coins, tokens. And that's where we left off. The party had a couple options. We discussed them, and the party kind of made up their plans. And that's where we're picking up with the party leaving the House of Knowledge. So I will let you guys kind of make any rudimentary plans. And then, when you're ready, we can start moving along.
The gala's tomorrow, right?
Correct. You have the rest of today, which is the afternoon, and all day tomorrow. It's tomorrow evening.
I kind of want to go to the museum and scope it out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the same thing.
We all could probably do that, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Got my travel flask, so I'm good.
Okay. So the party is looking to head to the museum, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. Uh, bounced off the wall here. That is not what I wanted. So is the party just looking to head inside in terms of and go inside, or you want to scope from the outside? I'm curious which level of the map I should put you on. Is why I'm asking.
I want to scope from the inside because that's where the gala's going to be, right?
Yeah, Jack's
Yes.
gonna be doing the same thing. He's gonna be heading inside and just acting like a regular old museum goer, checking out the exhibits and everything.
I'm curious. I gotta ask. Maybe it's something new, or maybe I'm just crazy. How do you move the map around? How do each of you, like, if you're trying to go from one side of the map to the other side of the map, how do you do that? Does anybody have anything that they use for that, or
Like, are
Middle
you like?
click and drag.
you said middle mouse button and drag?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. I've been doing that for over 10 years. It's not working right now. It's driving
I
me.
have had that a couple times where it wasn't working, and I don't know why it wasn't working.
Well,
I
that makes
use
me feel better.
I use the navigation panel, but middle mouse button's working for me.
Where's the middle navigation panel?
So if you toggle the toolbar up at the top, the navigation panel is the right button, and it puts a navigation panel at the bottom.
Oh, whoa.
I don't know what you're describing, but I am actively looking for. Let's see.
Here, I'll take a
Duplicate
snippet.
record. Yeah, because it might be look different, but I don't,
I'll take a
that would be
snippet.
helpful. Because I've never had a reason not to use middle mouse button and drag. And I actually posted in the experts channel for Fantasy Grounds. I'm like, did you guys break my shit? But they haven't answered yet.
Probably.
Depending on how I need to get around, like if I have two hands, I can push the space bar and click and drag, but it's also MacBook.
Smart
Um,
works. Thank you, Tyler.
yeah. I also sometimes zoom out and then scroll back in on the space where I have to put my mouse. And that also helps too.
Yeah,
Depending on like the maps, if I have to like say pan the map around, I usually just use WASD, or I'm sorry, WASD to move the map around. And if
I
I
didn't
have to
know
like
that
move
one
my
either.
if I have to move my token, I usually just click on it and then just use my arrow keys. So
I didn't know that either one of those were the thing, so that saved me time. I didn't see where your picture was there. There it is. It just came through. I don't have that.
You know, another option is you just ask your DM to like recenter it for you.
Nope, I found it.
You just
Okay,
you
I
moved
see what
it.
you're saying. All right, so that was all extremely helpful. Thank you all. I don't know what happened there, but I can get used to that. So sharing the map is coming your way. So with the museum here, you approach, it is a public building. The doors are open, the front doors are open. There is, uh, I wouldn't say a large crowd going in, but needless to say, there are people frequenting the museum in and out throughout the day. It's definitely not something that is completely devoid of people, and it's also not like a stadium, so it's somewhere in the middle. There we go. I was gonna say, isn't there? I know I'm playing music. So, what would the party like to do? I am not gonna fill up the map with random tokens for hundreds and hundreds of patrons, just so you know.
But there are hundreds and hundreds of patrons here.
No, there's a few patrons moving about. Just inside the grand entrance there are, as specifically Ren takes a look inside, there are statues that you can see just off to the left and right, depicting robed human woman. They're flanking the inside. They boast marble columns in the center behind a desk. The desk itself is a museum's informant desk situated just inside the front doors. To the north, behind the pillar and behind, I'm sorry, the statue, is a grand staircase you can see draped in rich carpet. So it's very high end, is the moral here. So
nice piano.
There is some music, as you hear. So the doors are open. You see someone sitting behind the desk, and it has a box that says entry fee, and then it also says additional donations welcome. It says 1 silver per person per day is the fee. The donations are, of course, extra. Anything past that. So
I don't have silver on me, so I'm just gonna drop in a gold.
Yeah,
they
I'll,
can make change. They give you change,
alright.
but they will take it if you don't want change.
I'll just give him a gold.
I'll do the same. They can, gotta support the arts.
So you notice there are a number of lanterns because there aren't a lot of windows. Natural light apparently not welcome too much. You have lanterns in multiple directions. That grand staircase there to the back, your tokens should not be snapping to the grid, but just for posterity, so you guys see what kind of grid you're working with, I'm going to make it brighter for a second. Well, I can't. Let me see if I can change the color. There you go. So the tiles, 4 of those tiles is 1 5-foot grid. I didn't make them up, but I'd lower the alpha so that it's not like all up in your way, but your tokens are often not snapping to the grid. So I will only be able to describe a limited number of things as you move through. So do bear in mind, I will do my best to keep up with you guys. So this central foyer, you have that that grand staircase right there. Towards the back, those desks you see right there, those are the museum shops. They are display racks that are filled with tunics, bandanas, books, bric-a-brac, most emblazoned with the museum's logo, benches for you to kind of take a seat. It's a gift shop, to be completely honest. That's pretty much all it is. Wandering through those areas, those are the ancient plants exhibit that I just saw Rhiannon moving through. They're artificial plants. They're made of wood, silk, and other materials that are arranged in planters designed to illustrate what the actual plants look like. There's things like ferns, some bushes, some berry bushes, some trees represented alongside placards that identify each of them. All right.
Interesting.
And Rhiannon, give me a second. I'm gonna have to pull a second map out. Well, I'm gonna rephrase that. I'm gonna have to move you to a different section of this map because I have it all set up on one for sanity.
I was just playing around with shadows and stuff, so no need to rush on that.
Oh well, then I will. Are you wanting to go upstairs though?
I'm sure at some point I will, but right now I'm hanging out with the group.
Okay. So Oro, is that a fine shortening of your name, or do you prefer? Is that the
Oro?
full?
That's the name.
Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't inappropriately shortening it.
Oreo.
Ouroboros.
Oreos. Give me a second. Everybody's running every which way. I'm trying to catch up. So both of those places that are towards the back, Rhiannon, those are both kind of the same places that like kind of gift shop type things. I don't know everybody's things, so you'll have to. So Oro, as you move through there, that is kind of an ancient cultures exhibit. There are different cultures all the way down. All 3 of these rooms, as you move down them, contain things such as glass display cases that have objects related to life, in various stages in and around Neverwinter. Clay pots, stone tools for ancient humans, scraps of leather. There's informational placards, things of that nature. Nothing incredibly earth-shattering, as it were.
This whole
Whole thing.
section.
They're three different cultural timelines, but yes, that's kind of the ancient cultures wing of the museum. Those doors off to the right, Rhiannon and Ambrose, those are locked doors, and they say museum staff only.
Jack's gonna make a note of that.
Is there anything missing from this wing? Like any of the display cases have anything missing?
It doesn't appear to be. It appears to be a exceptionally well designed, and quite well established area of the museum. It doesn't seem to have anything that's being moved quite a bit or anything of that nature.
Just checking to see if this is where that piece is supposed to go.
Tony, are these doors on the right? Do they have any labels or are they just closed?
Those are marked
Staff only.
employee staff only.
Yeah.
Or museum staff
I see,
only,
I
I'm
see.
sorry.
I missed that. Thank you.
So that is the staircase up to the second floor, Oro. And I can move you to the second floor. I just need to zoom out for a second.
No, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna join him up there.
Yeah,
Okay.
it looks like we're done downstairs.
Yep, wander upstairs.
I'll move everybody upstairs, and then I will recenter the map. Just give me a second to get everybody adjusted. I'm just going to drag you on like this because it's easier for me. Unfortunately, it might reset your tokens, but
Oh my god, I've gone blind.
sync client view. There you go. So you should be able to see where your tokens are at now, as well as give me 1 second to get you a description before everybody starts running all over the place. Can you guys see your stuff?
Nope.
Yep.
I can't, but
You might need to click on it.
Hit find token on your character sheet.
oh,
You should be able to put that. You might be able to drag that button down,
There we go.
but
No, you can't.
no. Well, character sheet it is. So as you come up this staircase and into this central area, you see a large intact skeleton of several large prehistoric monsters on display here, including what is currently the museum's most famous display, an Allosaurus from
oh here we
Chult.
go.
Its legendary skin appears to be supple and flexible to the touch, but hardened of scales. An information placard next to the dinosaur explains that it died and over a millennia ago was naturally preserved due to tar and was recovered by an expedition to Chult and transferred back. There are also display cases along the room's walls that hold fossils of other ancient predators. Alanon, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So, Alanon, you notice there are a couple things around here that are of interest. As you're looking around this room, you see the following things. One, there's a door here. Obviously, everybody sees that. But there are also a secret door right here, as well as a vent right here.
That's gonna take note of those two.
Yeah, I'll definitely make note of those things. And I will just kind of walk by each person and kind of give them like a little like point at those things. And I am going to walk over and just take a closer look at the secret door.
The secret door does not look exceptionally well hidden. It actually looks extremely frequently used. And it honestly looks like it's less of like dungeon secret door style secret door and more like servant entrance. It's designed and built into the wall, but it's pretty obvious that it's there.
Just by looking at it, can I tell how it's opened?
Just a push.
Oh, okay. Good to know, I guess. Cool.
Is the vent hidden? Or
No.
Oh.
Nope. It's about 10 feet above the floor. It appears to be like an actual air vent, not like a air conditioning vent as much as just a vent itself to flow in and around, allow air passage rather than full central air, as it were. So for that room Ambrose and Ren are moving through, that is an unearthed cafe. So what this is a mix of cafeteria style tables, lounge furniture, and a counter that says unearthed cafe. And there is someone there who is selling food. They do not serve alcohol.
Kind of fucking dumbass joint is this place? God damn it. Cheap motherfuckers can't even serve.
I am trying to keep up with everybody. Scrappy Jack
decent
is not
glasses.
moving, so that works. So let me
Ren's just following Ambrose, so.
So let me catch up with you, Ambrose. So the first three rooms, which are you're in room 2, Ambrose. The first three rooms there are labeled as creatures of the past. They're fossils of small prehistoric creatures that are arranged here. Some are fully reconstructed skeletons laid out and labeled. Others are partially. Some things you see here, and again, they're specifically labeled microraptors, ornithopods, dwarf elephants, an ancestor of the cockatrice. At least that's what it claims. Informational placards tell the story of each creature and their bones discovery. So that's that first. You're about to enter the third room, for example.
the caca once.
Correct. The cockawans.
Gotcha.
You say small, but this crab is like 5 feet in diameter.
No, I didn't say small. They said small. What in the hell, Bobby?
How high up is that vent, you said?
10 feet.
Is this a bench?
No, that is a display case.
Oh.
So for those next two rooms, you're between both of them. It's listed as Underground Wonders exhibit. This is less creatures and more gemstones or but they're arranged on velvet-backed display cases, informational placards. Just for the record, I didn't hear everybody. Did everybody take off the entry fee, or did they just slide in on somebody else's gold piece?
I took
One
mine
way or
off.
the
Took
other.
off.
Ambrose
I
paid.
took off.
I gave them a gold piece, and then I took back everything but one extra silver and donated a silver.
Fair enough. Um,
I took everything back. Fuck those.
good host.
I got enough donations. It's fine.
I added 3 gold pieces.
How many silvers make a golden?
10.
10.
Thank you.
10
I
to
took
1, 10
9.
to...
I
He
took
took
9
his money
silver.
back. Fuck them hoes. So those two rooms are geological in nature. This last room, on the other hand, is labeled as archaeology display. So there is a door right here that is labeled museum staff only. And this is full of picks, trowels, brushes, other archaeological tools. So it's a display of the profession of archaeology. There's informational placards labeling the tools, but they're labeled as tools of the famous archaeologist. And there are more than one specifically mentioning Dr. Donnell were used to dig up things like that Allosaurus, which is one of hers. There are murals along the south wall depicting kind of famous digs, things of that nature. Now, as you guys are moving through, I'm doing my best to describe these, but as you guys are moving through, there are guards patrolling. They don't seem to be threatening. They seem to be more making sure people aren't touching displays or touching the Allosaurus. They're less like scowling, threatening guards and more like guards designed to keep you from touching stuff you're not supposed to touch. With that having been said,
Is there anyone in this room?
yes, there's a few people, a guard or two passing through. They seem to have a pretty good patrol where when the one guard's leaving a major room, another guard is coming.
Okay.
Though Scrappy Jack and Rhiannon, after Ren and Ambrose pass through, I'm sorry, as Ren, Scrappy Jack, and Rhiannon see a secret door right here. Again, it's a secret door in that it is not marked as an obvious door, but it is not a secret door as in hidden from hoping to hide it as much as making it less obvious so as not to ruin the aesthetic, but pretty easily obvious for someone who even remotely is trying to see it.
Everybody else clock that door over there.
Yes.
Is this stairway open, Tony?
I was zoomed in on a different part of the map. Give me a second to find where you are at.
Ah.
Hold on, I'm trying to find. Give me a second. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to move you. Yes, that stairway is open, but it has a velvet rope that goes across it, and it says museum staff only.
Oh, okay.
When there isn't a guard in this room at the archaeological, can't say that word. Anyways, at the big placey, I just want to peek through the staff door.
The door's locked.
Oh, lame.
I saw the so Rhiannon, when you push that door open, it slides open, and Give me a second. I will tell you because I want to make sure I read it. So inside, you see a collection of brooms, mops, and a variety of cleaning equipment, a lot of dusting equipment. And down the hall is another secret door. It looks like a cleaning closet.
Yeah, if there's another door at the other end though, I'm gonna just walk in. I'll do like a quick 1-2 and make sure there's no guards watching me, but otherwise just walk right in.
So inside, you see specifically a room with a number of tables. It looks to be a display room. There are 2 guards in here that you peek. Roll a stealth check.
Cause I'm gonna be so good at that. Oh no.
Okay. So you kind of creak it open, and you see one of the guards start to turn towards the noise.
I'll just walk through with purpose.
So one of the guards immediately moves towards you and says, "I'm sorry, this area is off limits. That is a servant corridor. Please head back to the main display."
Oh, sorry, thank you. And like as I turn around, I'll just quickly scan the whole room for anything of note. And then I leave. Anything crazy fancy in there that they were like guarding or
It didn't appear to be. It looked like, as you would imagine,
like a break
there.
room almost?
No, it looks more like a fancy ballroom. Less dancing, more entertaining. But if you had to add a word for what it would be used for, gala wouldn't be inappropriate.
Ah, okay, okay. It's likely where we're gonna be um at the event, anyways. Is this a door here? Is it the staff door?
What do you mean here?
Sorry, my thing is not wanting to move me right now.
At the end.
Right there,
Yes,
yeah.
that is a staff door.
Okay, okay.
Does anybody have these tools or?
I don't believe I do, but I can double check.
Thieves' tools is what you're asking about?
No, I do
Yeah,
not.
if anybody has that. I am
Mm.
proficient, I just don't have a set.
The answer is no. No one in the party has a set.
Yeah, shit.
Not yet, anyway.
Should have asked for an advance so I could get some.
That is a staircase, Rhiannon, with a velvet rope across that says museum staff only.
Hmm.
Where's the rope?
Interesting. So it seems like there's only one way into that room.
Well, you roll me a perception check. So, Rhiannon, you were actually able to spot with that perception check in the room 2 additional entrances. So,
Oh.
from the Allosaurus room, this door appeared to. Sorry, that I was trying to draw an actual line, but this door. God damn it! It lagged. This door
Yeah.
leads into what you assume to be the gala room. The door
Okay.
at the end of the archaeology hall seems to also lead into, as well as the secret door you moved through.
Right. Okay. Okay. So it'll likely be that this main door here is used for the gala event tomorrow. Or tonight, whatever day it is. Okay.
I'm gonna see if I can sneak past this red tape. I don't believe in red tape.
Red tape?
Or the rope.
Velvet.
Velvet
That's
rope,
down here.
yeah.
That's down
Oh,
here.
whoa. Oh, okay, that's all the way down there.
Yes, it's a staircase leading up. Roll a stealth check because the guards are actively patrolling.
Oh, god damn it, it was almost a fucking 19.
Well, you're also
Almost.
drunk.
And so you
I am
try
also
to.
drunk. Yeah,
Makes
that's a
him roll
good
better.
point. Yeah,
Roll that again at disadvantage, please.
it's a good cover. I'm drunk, so I'm just trying
And
to
so you
find.
stumble, you knock down one of the stands holding the rope up. It clatters loudly right as a guard comes around, and he walks over and sets it back up and says, "This area is off limits and essentially not so friendly." Tells you that you need to move back.
No, I was just trying to find the bathroom, sir. Like, is it not down that way, or?
The bathrooms are downstairs.
Oh, thank you, son. What was he on?
I almost want to be like, okay, come on, Grandpa. I don't know how old he is.
I'm fucking old.
Oh, yeah?
Didn't he say he was like something like 200 and some odd?
Oh, my God.
I look old for an elf, so that.
Okay.
So even older than that. Got it.
Might also because I've been killing my liver, but you don't know.
Fair point.
I tried to get a closer look down that way, but stumbled a little bit. Had a little bit too much earlier,
You don't say.
or not enough. You know, it could go one way or the other.
For those of you down in the archaeology hall, Scrappy Jack and
Yep, I'm moving.
Alanon and Oro, are you guys wanting to do anything down there? Or you're just kind of giving everybody else a chance to do their thing.
Giving people a chance. You can move me up if you want.
Yeah,
No need.
Oro's getting distracted. He's in a museum. This is what he does.
Fair.
So he's getting distracted. Also, question, do we get another inspiration today?
Yes, at the beginning of every game.
Right.
Okay.
I actually
forgot
forgot
to use
about that.
I had also forgotten about it. I wasn't not telling you on purpose. I just forgot.
That's why I asked.
Okay.
Sorry, Alex and I were talking about something. What are we gaining inspiration for?
You get an inspiration at the start of every day.
Being yourself.
Oh, forgot. All right. Rhiannon just wants to make sure that she makes note of like, excuse me, sorry, makes note of like any important looking displays. Like obviously the Allosaurus is a really important looking one. But like any smaller fossils that are super important with like really big plaques or the rocks and gems. Just kind of like on edge and being like, okay, like, if something goes missing here's where everything should be. Type
Fair.
type idea.
Scouting,
Yeah,
casing the place.
pretty much.
Yeah, Jack's doing much the same thing also, but he's like keeping an eye out for like any like exit routes, like possible avenues of escape, just in case shit goes sideways.
Noted.
Because you
All
never
right.
know when something's gonna go horribly wrong.
You never know.
What would you guys like to do now that you've scouted the museum? I mean, it seems small compared to like the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but I mean, it is a museum in a city, and it's actually pretty impressive.
I'm gonna help Wavern find the bathrooms and be like, just for posterity's sake, maybe actually use the bathrooms. I don't know when the last time you went is.
Oh, I've been
Not to
working up a
mention,
piss for a while, yeah.
okay. So maybe just go do that. It also makes
Yep.
it look okay. And then she's gonna wander off to the gift shop.
Sounds good. I will move everyone back down to the main floor just for simplicity. But if somebody, don't forget, find your token.
Find your token.
Oh, there's a button for that?
Yeah.
I've been clicking on my fucking image and then clicking on the little. Damn it.
So, what would you guys like to do? Rhiannon's looking at the gift shop.
Baron's taking a piss.
All right. Baron's taking a. Wayron's taking a piss. Everybody's going about their business. You guys pretty much walked around the whole museum. Give me an investigation check from everybody.
Oh.
Oof.
I'm gonna use an inspiration.
Okay.
Boo. Can I choose not to use an inspiration?
So for the most part, the guards look to be pretty standard. No, not any major intimidating factors. You counted a total of 10 guards. You counted, if you count the room that you entered in inappropriately, there were 3 staff doors on the main floor. Two staff doors that led both to the same room, you believe, on the second floor, as well as a staircase up to what you assume to be an attic, given your outside view of this area. There seems to be like a small tower in the top right of the museum. You did notice specifically as a party that one of the guards walked through one of the locked doors without unlocking it. How, you're not sure, but that is what you were able to gather based on your time there.
All right, to the bar. All in a day's work.
Any fun trinkets I can purchase?
As for the trinkets, if you're looking to buy something, most of it's pretty straightforward. It's like tunics and books and just little fossilized bone quills, pretty much stuff like that. They range in price from 1 copper to 5 silver, depending on how much you want to spend. I will let you decide what specifically it is, or I can whip something up. It just, you can flavor it to whatever makes you happy.
Yep.
But it's essentially just cheap souvenir junk. Pretty much.
Nice.
Okay, leaving the museum, I'm going to minimize this map because we may need it later. I'm going to bring back up the Neverwinter map. I would also reiterate that the museum map isn't, or I'm sorry, the Neverwinter map, not everything is exactly to scale. It's generally designed based on the building's general importance, not the exact shape. If that makes sense.
Yep.
So, as you guys exit the museum, you move back out onto the street, and you are kind of looking around. And where is it you guys would like to go? You have maybe an hour before kind of close of business around the city for the most part.
Was that one bar that we went to that had the
So
ghosts?
so you have actually, I don't think you guys have been to any bars. You have some options. There's quite a few bars, a variety of costs. The bar with the ghost is going to be the Fallen Tower. It's marked number 12 on the map, and for your ease, it is yeah.
Yeah, my Neverwinter
Now,
map is loading.
let me load it up for you. If you saved the old one, it's because I changed it. I moved it.
Oh, that's why.
I moved it with. I replaced it with one with the numeric markers since I
Gotcha.
actually had to make this one. So
Fair.
So you do not have to pay for your lodging and expenses. That will be something that you will do post gala. For this night and tomorrow night, the night of the gala, it's provided to help you kind of get under your feet. But it is one of the things you do have to keep in mind about operating and living in a city. It is something you should be aware of. Now, if the party is looking to kind of gather information, carouse, things like that, you're more than welcome to do that, or we can have the party, you know, fast forward to the next day. I don't necessarily need an answer from each person, just the general party, what the party's intent is.
Ren is drinking.
Okay. I'll just work my way down. Alanon, what is it you wish to do?
I'll definitely stay with the group, but I mean, if there's nothing else to be done and we're just going back to a place to drink and smoke or whatever, I mean, Alanon might try and like smoke enough to contact the spirits and see if they give him any ideas.
Is that a spell or a role playing?
Oh, it's just his attempt at life. So at this point, it's not a spell. If you want to do something fun with it, feel free. But at this point, it's just his attempt at. He might see shit and be like, "Whoa!" But yeah.
Okay. And Ambrose, settling down for the night or kind of information gathering are your option?
Yeah. I think we probably gathered most of the information that we could get, but he's gonna settle down for the night.
Okay. Oro?
Oro would probably settle down for the night.
And Rhiannon, I see the replica dinosaur skull. I don't know if you guys can create items, but I will create one on your party or your inventory sheet for you. I'll let you take off the money.
Took the money off already. Thank you.
And for your preference, are you looking to settle down for the night or maybe spend some money drinking and gaining information?
I might have another glass of like mead or wine or something, and then just keep reading my book. But then I'd settle in afterwards.
All right. And Scrappy Jack?
He's probably gonna settle in as best he can, and by settling in, he's gonna just check to see if there's like any like he's not really gonna be looking for a fight, but he is gonna be like looking for information and like, hey, where's like a do you have anything like that here? Like a sort of a dueling ring, if you will.
Not that is obviously forthcoming.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, he's just gonna settle back in then.
I'll let you assign the item to wherever you want. It is created on your sheet there. I relocked your
Thanks, Jack.
sheet since it was locked when I got it. All right, so the party passes the night and sleeps, drinks, and generally is merry. The next day you have the gala that evening slash afternoon. Is there anything you guys would like to do in and around town?
At the start of the day, do I need to make a roll for my weed?
Not right now. We'll have to work that out. I'm not gonna.
Okay. I won't count the benefit then of it for now then. But we figured it.
Fair.
I got nothing.
Yeah, same.
All right. So, and does anybody have anything?
Um, I don't in particular.
Okay. Side note, I'm going to put us on a 5-minute break, but a side note, sometime either now or between now and next game, do me a favor and either send it on Facebook or in Discord or on the public channel. Share me your character image so I can create those green lined round tokens. As you guys notice, the square ones from courtesy of Fantasy Grounds are a little haphazardly created. I can make them. It'll only take me 20 minutes, but I do have to take care of all that. Now I'm gonna put us on a break. I am gonna go use the restroom. I'll be back.
That's good.
Someone's having fun.
It's me.
It's you.
Come back and I see someone just flipping through the symbols on the. Hey, I'm back. Cycling right through them.
You guys can go ahead and start without me. I got a baby duty.
Did you? Are you the? Did Did you click before you ran away? If you're still here.
Oh, she gone.
She
I
gone.
just didn't. There's a missing circle, so I didn't know if we were actually missing somebody or that was her.
Oh,
No idea.
fair question.
I think we can get rolling. I think I've heard everybody's voice. So, baby duty notwithstanding. So the party gets dressed up for their gala, provided with robes from the um, House of Knowledge to match the attire for representatives thereof. And as the party heads in, they are asked to show their coins. Hmm. Interesting.
But
Oh, nothing. I'm taking a look at the annoying options for this sound. So
oh,
as the party heads in to the opening gala, the museum, I'll get the music fixed here in a minute. Just ignore that. There it is. That's what I wanted. So the facade of the museum has been decked out over the course of the day with some draped banners across some of the columns. Elegant archways have been hung with banners. There are a number of more cosmopolitan people making their way in very nice dresses, very nice suits, very expensive attire, as you would imagine. Um, the formal wear itself, now that the museum is closed, it's roughly 8:30. The museum closed at 8, and the party is, as you would have guessed, is in that gala room. I'm going to be moving you guys there as I'm minimizing this. That's why I didn't move you off the museum map, because it was unnecessary. Give me a second. I still have to get used to using the space bar to scroll around, but I will endure. I am going to shrink you guys down just a little bit and remove the space for each of you to make it easier to move about. So give me a second as I scroll down and delete the actual space around your characters, meaning the area that is green. So there we go. The doors are left open. Here, I'm opening the doors. Give me a second for everybody to get the doors open. And as you saw before, the museum has lots of interesting things in and around the whole area. So here is kind of a layout of what you're looking at for the gala. You have a number of displays, some tables. The gemstone wing, as this is labeled by banners, has the oak doors that open into this luxuriously appointed gala room. The tables have very fine tablecloths, fine china, chandeliers sparkle overhead. It's been decked out considerably around. The cabinets have glittering gemstones surrounding the space all the way around. The displays have a lot of the more jeweler specific cut. At the center, there towards the back wall, is a marble pedestal bearing a light green stone, as you saw there. And there are approximately 20 other gala attendants. You don't need to edit your character sheets because it's unlikely, but you are not allowed to carry weapons or armor in here. But there's roughly 20 other gala attendants, elaborate finery, donors, things like that. So, as you guys kind of make your way in, I could drop a bunch of tokens in here, but I really don't want to bog down the thing, and it's just not necessary. So, if the party would like, you are more than welcome to kind of take a look around. There are numerous guards in and around here, as well as numerous servants. So essentially, your job here is to uh, represent the museum, make conversation, generally have enjoyable time. But that's
Yay.
really it. Thank you for all the pictures. I see them coming in. I just popped over, so that works for me.
So basically, we just have to be within 20 feet of this thing. And that's like most of this room.
Nice, nice.
All right, so that makes things significantly easier.
So there's a guard on either side of the gemstone. There's a guard by each door. Museum staff, gala attendees.
So who
So
has the detect magic gemstone and who has the distraction gemstone?
I was thinking I'd have the detect magic one. But I could also have the distraction one if somebody wants me to be the distraction instead. Or neither. I could also just be drinking in a corner.
You're pretty sneaky, so you could do the identify.
That's what I was kind of thinking. I was thinking of going behind this curtain here, kind of just looking like I'm looking at the gemstones, and then just use it whenever a distraction happens.
Do we know if the distraction gem is visual only, or does it have a sound component as well?
it's visual only.
Okay.
Do bear in mind, it has been made abundantly clear to you by Sister Vanessa. if you are caught casting spells on this, you will be arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That is illegal. You can't just roll up in the museum, gala or not, casting spells. And again, that goes back to kind of the statements I made towards the beginning that behavior in a city is not the same as behavior on a road. There's more civilized rules. You know, you can't carry weapons everywhere you go. You can't just be flinging spells. You know, it may be normal in a dungeon, but it's not in a museum to cast detect magic and other spells.
Correct.
Because most people don't know what you're casting. You have some noble sees you casting a spell with somatic and verbal components. They don't speak that language. They don't know what you're doing. And if you say it's detect magic, how the hell do they know? Would they? I mean,
So we still have to do the verbal and somatic components, even though it's like a gem that's
correct.
casting it.
That is correct.
Do we have to know? The spell doesn't have to be in our class list, though, right?
I don't believe so. Using it's essentially similar to using a wand.
Okay. Checking to see if it had to be like an actual magic user or not.
It does not.
Cool.
Are patrons allowed to leave the gala area?
Yes, the entire museum is open to the patrons. It is rented out the entire time.
Okay. But like, and I'm assuming most of the patrons are in the gala area, but then there's
At
the
the
same guard patrol pattern kind of throughout the rest of it.
kind of for the most part, the bottom floor is closed off. It's just this top floor for now, until the gala is over. Or someone wishes to leave, so the museum guards are a little more consolidated. There are actually 12 up here instead of 10. And yes, as the gala begins, the patrons are all here, and as you know, the initial meet and greet finishes, people start to kind of wander off. It doesn't seem to be a lot of interest in the museum displays, but you can only generally assume there's some politicking or noble intrigue going on that you are not privy to, given your poverty stricken selves.
I want to go up to the gym itself, the green gym itself.
Mhm.
Um,
You can't
and
get all the way up to it. There are guards, but yeah, you can get close.
and investigate it without touching, obviously.
Okay. Give me a perception check to see what you can perceive, then we'll do an investigation to see what you can postulate. So, there at the gym itself, it appears to be an outer casing of some type of hardened crystal. The It appears from your perspective that the gem's crystalline casing is not green but lit from inside. Um, as you are looking at that, a new gala attendee comes in, seems to be an elf noble, and they are wearing a very expensive looking robe with a symbol of the actual museum itself, and seems to be kind of walking around introducing themselves, things of that nature. She is carrying a very expensive looking clutch, little purse thing. But she seems to be kind of making conversation, schmoozing people. She seems to be at least a ranking member of the museum. You're not sure where.
Where's she at now?
She is toward the north, up by Ren, but the opposite side of the room.
I'm gonna go over to her.
So as you walk over, she takes a look at you with a disarming smile and introduces herself. And she says, "Hello, I am curator Alda Arkin. I run the museum, and you appear to be a representative from the House of Knowledge."
I will nod my head. Says, "It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Oro. Uh, I am indeed a representative of the House of Knowledge."
And she says, very kind of politicky, she says, "We greatly appreciate the funding of the House of Knowledge as well as their invaluable assistance in the research and identification and proper care of all of our artifacts. And thank you for attending. I hope you're finding the greenstone artifact worth the donations contributed by the House of Knowledge, in addition to, of course, the other wealthy patrons here."
It's fascinating, the artifact. It's you said it seemed to be a cover stone.
It does, as far as you ascertained, the outside doesn't appear to be green tinted. It appears to be green lit from the inside. At cursory glance, it appeared to be just a green stone,
Right.
but that's what you believe.
Okay. It's quite interesting how the stone appears to be green, but isn't actually in fact green.
And she says, "Interesting. What do you believe makes it appear green?"
There's something on the inside, some sort of light or luminescence that's causing the green effect.
She says, "That is very interesting. We will have our researchers look into that. I appreciate this information. We will pass it along."
Of course. Always glad to assist.
And she politely excuses herself, not to avoid you, but as she says, she has many, many hands to shake. And she tells you to enjoy yourself, and if you need anything, just let her know.
He gives a slight bow.
Ambrose, a stately looking, very well appointed elven noble, walks over and introduces himself with a slight bow. He introduces himself as Vadran, patron of the arts. And he says, "I could be mistaken, and I hope I give no offense, but you are, as I believe, a tiefling. Is that correct?"
Um, yes, sir, that would be correct.
He says, "Were you aware that there is a tiefling only establishment that may be interested in your services?"
Uh, Ambrose cocks an eyebrow and says, "I suppose I'm listening."
He says, "We are still working out some of the details, but should you find yourself interested," he kind of hands you a coin. And he says, if you find yourself interested, you can simply hold this coin and speak aloud, and we can set up an arrangement. Give us at least a week. We would be very interested to hear what your availability is."
Um, Thank you. He pockets the coin. Well, he's a little hesitant. Not sure what this is about, aside from being racially profiled, I guess. May I inquire as to what manner of service you will require of me?
He gives a nod and he says, "We are not exactly sure. We would have to discuss your specific talents, but the uh, establishment hires only tieflings, and it is a casino. Appropriately hellishly themed, for aesthetics only, of course."
I see. Well, thank you for your consideration.
He gives a nod and a slight bow as he excuses himself.
That's probably fine.
Alrighty, what is it that the rest of the party is wanting to do?
Let's establish who has the distraction gem. Who wants to be the distraction?
I can be
Oh.
if nobody else wants to be, or whatever. I was just checking. So that I knew we knew there was a vent on, like out in the main room, right?
This is the only event. The rest of the museum is open.
Not event, sorry, vent.
Vent,
Air vent.
yes. Right there.
Am I correct now that I've been on the opposite side that the vent goes through to the room that we're in?
Correct. It appears to just be a air vent.
And I have been kind of going back and forth. Are there guards in the main room here?
Yes, there is one by each of the exit doors and one on each side of the gym. They're richly appointed, fancier armor than you saw earlier, but same guards.
How about in the room I'm in now? The like
There
the
are
room.
there are 4 guards in the gala room, 8 patrolling the top floor.
So seemingly, like at a given time, there's always at least one kind of in this area.
At least.
Your green text was out of character speech, by the way, so I'm just gonna be like,
Oh, I thought you just made a mistake.
no, no,
I mean, he is always talking about punching people in the dick.
He
Right.
has
I
been
thought you
very.
just made a mistake.
No.
That's how he introduced himself, actually. Oh shit! I forgot I
Yeah.
have thaumaturgy.
All right. Well, then I didn't say that.
Yeah, so the red text is the actual in character emotes. The
I
green
know.
stuff is the out of character.
Out of character.
Yeah.
I thought you just made a mistake.
No. No, I was just out of character, being like, "Hey, if you need a distraction, I'm still willing to punch a dude in the dick."
All right, he just says Ajak then.
Yeah.
Grab the rest of that.
I mean, hey, if you do need a distraction, I am still willing to do it. So
We don't need you getting arrested.
no, you got a point on that. I don't want to go to jail. Not unless I don't have to.
Yeah, Red's just kind of in the corner behind. I think that's a screen. From the picture, it looked like it was kind of like a
Right.
screen there.
They're just decorative screens.
Yeah, he's just going to be making himself look inconspicuous, like he's examining these gems, waiting for an opportunity to cast the detection magic.
So the gala goes on for about 2 hours. Is there anything the party wants to do during that 2 hours before the gala ends?
And there's always at least 2 guards by the stone thing, right?
Not at least. Those 2 guards are standing by the stone. They don't patrol. The
Okay.
same 2 guards.
And they don't cycle out or anything. It's just the 2 guards there the whole time.
Correct. And 1 guard by each of the doors. The other 8 are patrolling the top floor.
Okay.
How loud does a verbal component have to be?
Without subtle spell,
Mhm. Like, is it a
la-
shout or is it like spoken word?
it's spoken word.
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, you could shout if you wanted.
Yeah.
Maybe we could somehow
Okay.
like work it into casual conversation, like you're just casting a spell like in the middle of a
Yeah,
sentence.
that's not how that works.
Oh, damn, he's on to me.
Does anyone have performance?
I technically do.
No, but
Actually, I
do
do.
have.
I do have
thaumaturgy.
proficiency in performance.
Oh,
Anyone able to sing a song or do a little dance or something?
who's willing to embarrass themselves?
I do that
Thaumaturgy
constantly, but I have a roll.
So just to be clear here, I don't want anybody getting confused or anything. Verbal components for spells cannot be disguised without training. You
Mhm.
can't be singing, Yankee Doodle Dandy or Evanescence's fucking song "My Immortal" and slide in 6 seconds worth of freaking arcane language and it pass it off. It's not how it works. That's why the spell feat subtle or meta magic subtle spell exists. Just to save you time if that was the plan. It does not work that way.
No, I was saying to create a distraction so that
Right. I just want everybody to know
Mhm.
though, so we didn't worry too much about that. But the
I mean,
distraction, by all means.
what if they were singing Lady
No.
Gaga's Abracadabra?
Disadvantage.
There's a whole verse that sounds like fucking arcane language.
Double disadvantage.
No, I was thinking because thaumaturgy can be used to create an instantaneous sound. Could it be used to make the sound of a display case breaking in another room? Or several
Yeah.
display cases breaking in another room?
Absolutely.
Well, that sounds like a plan.
Prestidigitation could do the same
You have to
thing
do it
too.
out of sight and out of earshot, though.
Yeah,
Verbal and somatic. For
thaumaturgy is just
prestidigitation.
verbal.
Oh, nice.
Only 30 feet though. But my thought is, what if outside where there's fewer people, to distract the patrolling guards while Alanon uses the actual illusion spell gem. Could that draw them away, do you guys think?
Yeah.
Tony, would you say there's enough of is there enough of a break in the patrol that if Ambrose found kind of like a quiet corner outside of the gala itself, he could cast a spell without being noticed, or is it a little bit unreasonable?
It's reasonable. It's a stealth check, but it's reasonable.
All right.
Jack could also head up to the curator and offer to, do a little bit of a performance for the patrons, if she's so interested.
She is not.
You walk up, he's like, "Hey, Mac," and she's like, "No."
Quite the contrary, she is explicitly disinterested in that. This is a gala of rich patrons who are just looking to use the opportunity to show off and have quiet politicking and A noble intrigue. Dancing rabbit, not on her list of cool things. She
Oh, it's not.
specifically wants the. She doesn't care what you're offering. She doesn't want it.
Yeah, so it's like Scrappy Jack approaches her and she just says no, and then just turns and walks away.
Absolutely not. That's funny. That actually happened to me at work today. We got a guy who's trying to be a manager. He's been there like 4 days. And all the managers keep complaining he walks up and talks to customers without permission and like tells them stuff that he thinks is right. And he came up today when I had a field trip and he's like, "Hey," I'm like, "No." He's like, "I was gonna." No, just go. Do you need my? I was just gonna. No, dude, just go. No, nope. He doesn't like me anymore.
But yeah, Ambrose will pass his little plan on to Al-Anon. Say, I'll try to create a distraction for your distraction.
Where should I pop this thing?
Maybe in the vent, it could look like a fire has broken out.
Shit.
It's supposed to be smoke and fire, correct? Smoke and
Light.
sparks, rather.
Just light.
Just light. Dang it.
You got your own spells, but I mean, she's a librarian. What do you want?
I was vastly overestimating what this spell gem could actually do.
It's,
It's just a glowing rock.
some flashy lights, but
And no sounds?
no.
Is
Again,
it like
she's a librarian, dude.
Is it like when you activate it?
Yes,
I'm
it's gonna
assuming
it's gonna create one action worth of 1 round worth of flashing lights. That's it.
And would it be like I'm holding it in my hand and it activates in my hand? Or could I place it somewhere and then use the term?
No, you have to activate it in your hand, then you can place it somewhere.
What about throw it? So activate it, throw it.
That'll work.
Okay.
Yeah, activate it, throw it into the crowd. That should scare the hell out of all those nobles. Distract the guards.
I don't think I throw it at them.
Well,
Just like toss it along the ground at people's feet.
you think that's better than like throwing it out here so that they could like just be like, whoa, what's that? And go look in here, like, while you stay in there and do your business.
Oh, that's what I meant. Like, yeah, do it right there. There's still people wandering around, right? Like most people are in this gala room, but like there's still people wandering around.
Right. There's some, people sliding off for conversations about this marriage or this issue or that issue.
Yeah. Oh, throw it in the Allosaur's mouth.
I was thinking that.
all right. So we have the plan.
We have a plan.
It's the only plan we got.
We have a
See?
plan. It's not necessarily a good plan, but like you said, it is the only one we've got. So let's do it.
All right,
Holy
you act.
moly! I'm gonna roll my stealth for my thaumaturgy. It's a good thing I'm not wearing armor.
So Ren, what are you doing over there? You're casting activating the gem inside of there.
But no. I'm getting
Sorry.
ready, making myself very inconspicuous to like get ready to cast this detect magic spell whenever I see a distraction being made.
You know you're in the gala room, right?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be close to the gem.
Okay, just making sure we're on the same page.
I'm on the detect magic one. I'm the detect magic.
Correct. I'm just making sure
Okay,
we're on the same page. So you're not hidden back there like very well. Like there's still guards. Like if you are seen doing that, you will be arrested. I just want to be
like
clear.
I'm like an eyesight with like, because I'm behind the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But so there's a guard that can see me. I would check for that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a guard on each side of the gym, and then there's one. The only one that could potentially see you is over here, by the door.
Yeah, I know. I'm not like. There's no place I'm gonna be able to be in here that can hide unless there's a vent, like somewhere I could get to.
Correct.
Like behind it or something. Is there a vent inside here?
No.
No.
That'd be
So
crazy.
yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of options. I'm
No,
just
it's
kind
like
of
it's like social stealth. You're just trying to blend in, not be inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Not physically hide, just not be looked at.
Yes, exactly. And then once there's a distraction, then everyone's kind of distracted. I cast a spell quickly and then try to dip out of there as fast as possible, probably.
Like you're
So
hoping that what we do out here is going to draw enough attention, including the guards, that you can get away with it.
Yes.
silly question. How tall is Ren anyway?
What did I make him? 5'7".
5'7". Okay, the only reason I asked is because I position Jack as a small creature. He's only about like 3 feet tall. If that makes any difference whatsoever in terms of like staying hidden, he could be the one to activate the detect magic gem instead. If that'll like further have him out of sight. But I don't know if that's going to make any actual difference.
I don't know if you want to.
I'm just
Yeah, maybe
offering.
let him.
So,
Or you could talk to that guard that's...
you know what? I think I'll do that. I think I'll distract the guard. I'll strike up a conversation with him. So,
Like, I'm really hoping that the big distraction will take most of the attention away, but...
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm hoping too. But just in case if he, stays where he is.
Okay. So the party goes about their mission. That is with Alanon throwing the gem.
Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'm not going to throw it into its mouth, but I'm going to say the command word and toss it up in the air, like up towards its mouth, and then let it fall down on the ground. And if anybody's looking at me like, what the fuck, I'll be like, I swear I didn't touch it. I don't know how that fell out. So I'll make it seem like it fell off, and they might think that maybe the sound of the cracking glass or something had something to do with that. So I'll make it seem like at worst maybe I touched the dinosaur and something fell out of it, right? Not casting magic or doing anything nefarious.
Various it is.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
Ambrose
Alrighty.
will tuck himself away, wait for a gap in the patrol, and cast thaumaturgy to make it sound like a display case is being broken into, or has like a loud shattering glass in the archaeology wing to the south.
And I'll try and time my verbal component of the spell, like as I hear that shatter. So hopefully the sound's kind of muffled.
Okay. Give me an insight check for that.
Me?
Yep.
Oh man, inspiration.
And
Inspiration.
Oh, inspiration. Inspiration. Thank you, God.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's more
better.
like it.
So you successfully time the verbal component. The flash of the light, the sound of shattering. The guard closest to the door does start, but none of them abandon their posts. They seem to be trained guards, anyways. And the rest of you are kind of taking a look. Many of the museum patrons do run out. I see your stealth roll there, Mr. Wren.
I will.
Yeah,
Like,
so I'm basically just hoping that the one guard that can actually see me and see what I'm maybe doing is was distracted just enough that he looked away
well, I mean,
from me.
as the crowd is moving out, is the crowd like panicky too? Are they yelling? Are they shouting? Are they
I
screaming?
wouldn't.
Cussing?
They're shocked, not panicking. They don't seem to be prone to panicking, but they definitely do seem interested in seeing what's going on. It's definitely more interested than they are scared or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where the fuck is the dice tower?
Yeah, so I guess I'll try to cast it quickly, and
I
then
moved it.
it seems like the people are kind of like rushing out or whatever, and then So I'm kind of hoping that one guard breaks eye contact or like doesn't look at me. I cast a spell and then I kind of try to move back in with the crowd as they're exiting. If I can.
I will move towards these guards that are blocking this doorway here and kind of stand between them and the gem and Ren. Not like not like intentionally blocking their view, but like to kind of what's the word? To kind of give Ren cover and be like, "Oh my god, what was that?"
Okay, so you activate the spell. And when you activate the spell, the gem does what it's supposed to do. Give me a 20-foot sphere that you just had up, please, because I am doing something else. All right, so all of you see directly in front of the gem a small crack appears, as well as a circle, magic circle directly in front of it forms and appears on the floor, and a tear in the fabric is formed, and a small portal materializes directly in front of the gem. And give me a strength saving throw, Ren.
God damn it.
Set up.
Let's just burn an inspiration. Fuck it. I can roll higher than that.
No.
A little bit higher.
Wow.
Man.
Better.
The entire panel, that like wooden panel that's designed to look as beautiful, display, is knocked forward, hits the guard, the top guard, in the back of the head as it is knocked forward as Ren is yanked towards the portal and pulled inside.
Oh no.
Oh shit. We've been set up.
Ren is pulled inside, or the thing is pulled inside.
The panel, Ren is thrown into the panel from behind the panel. The panel falls forward, knocks the guard in the back of the head, and then Ren is thrown into the portal.
Okay.
What about the
Yeah, I guess we
stone?
didn't really check for traps.
The stone itself is not in any way reacting that you can see, but now people are starting to freak out. Give me an insight check for Scrappy, Oro, and Rhiannon. I will do hers because she is doing baby duty.
Oops, I didn't mean to roll that twice.
I'll just take the first one.
Nice. Nice.
All right, so I'll get back to you on those with a little bit later. So nobody went. I'm closing some stuff. Nobody talked to any of the patrons really, so I don't need the random patron table. Everybody was just like, fuck these patrons.
I talked
Hopefully.
to the what's her name?
I meant random patrons, like randomly walking around making conversation. So
No, we were showing up to the gala and being incredibly suspicious by just kind of hanging out.
correct. There was no, what's the word?
There's no schmoozing.
Mingling. There was
Yeah.
no mingling. They're like just like whispering in a corner, discussing a plan.
We were all staring pointedly at the stone, sitting on the edges of the room with our backs to the wall, staring at the guards.
Leaving the room seconds before loud explosion or loud shattering noises and flashing lights. Nothing crazy. But Ren goes through the portal. And one of the things you notice, Oro and Scrappy and Rhiannon, the portal immediately upon its full manifestation begins to fade. With those insight checks, you estimate you have a minute before it is completely transparent or faded away.
I will throw some rope through the portal. And hold on to one end of it.
Okay. Anybody else?
Jack's just gonna like take a gaze at the portal, and he just slightly hesitates, wondering if he should just dive in himself after Ren.
So the one guard who's still conscious starts yelling at you to get back. It's dangerous. They don't know what it is. Unknown magic. For your safety, leave the gala room.
Say that's my friend in there though.
Where? There it is. There's my countdown timer. 1 minute. There we go.
Does the rope feel like it has any slack on it?
Nope. It feels like it is being pulled. Like, not strongly, not like somebody yanking on it, but like it's trying to be pulled into the portal by the portal. 35 seconds.
Let's say,
Definitely a portal, Al-Anon.
Oro will yell out, "Guys!"
Yep.
At that point,
Yeah.
Ambrose will probably, I guess, be made aware, and he'll just run and dive straight into the portal.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
They're both these two guys are going to be idiots.
Oh wow.
7 seconds.
The rabbit actually has more common sense.
Oro will grab Scrappy and jump through the portal.
Okay, I guess I'm going along for the ride then.
And I think let's assume Rhiannon is right there with him.
Yeah, I was gonna whatever the majority of the party will do, and so with that,
Everyone dies. Okay.
we will resume next game. I hope you guys have a fantastic week.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, what could possibly have happened?
Never checked for traps. Damn it.
I
Not
think
not it.
the setup theory is correct.
To
I
be
think
honest,
so.
of all that I read and all the prep work, not a single paragraph, not a single sentence was written to suggest the party would activate the gym during the gala.
That's hilarious.
Everything assumed the party would scout and break in later. I don't care. I just think it's fucking hilarious.
That's actually funny.
Really?
That is actually really
The
funny.
whole point was to do it during the fucking gala.
Not a single one of us is a rogue. Not a
Paragraph.
Correction. Not a single
All
one of us is a
designed.
rogue yet.
Fair enough.
Like dedicated paragraphs about how to sneak in, after hours defenses, information you can gather about the after hours defenses around the town. Not a single thing about the party just rolling into a gala and just fucking knocking a guard unconscious. Complete assault. Fucking casting spells. Running into the portal
This was the plan that was presented to us. What the?
by the librarian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was like,
Ambrose
"The
isn't a
gala-
criminal. He doesn't know
Books.
what he's doing.
She was like, "The gala is your opportunity. Do it."
It was such a good idea. She'd have done her fucking.
Ren's a drunk, so he doesn't care.
Well, we're gonna find out how that works out.
Ambrose has no armor or weapons, and and because he's a paladin, no spells.
You
were
guys,
wearing
you guys
Ren
can
has
have.
his fist.
Well,
We
she
weren't allowed.
would have given you. She would have given you your bag of holding ahead of time. It's under the assumption that you would be able to have your gear. That was my
Okay.
assumption. You guys had the common sense to do that, but if you
No,
wish
that
to
would
be
make
unarmored,
sense.
I'm 100% on board.
Well, he's
I'll be
unarmored
unarmored,
at this very moment. He is unarmored.
Correct.
So he's got his 3 damage fists.
So you know, starting at the beginning of next game, all actions, the entire game will be done in initiative order.
Yep.
So expect that.
That's not ominous.
I'm sure that's fine.
I feel
I'm
like
sure.
last time this happened, we went through a Stargate and we were underwater and like drowning.
Oh, God damn it! Are we gonna go on to another planet?
Oh,
Surprise!
Yeah,
Surprise.
you thought this was a new campaign? This is the old campaign.
Gotcha, bitch. All right.
hilarious.
Have a good week, guys. And tell Tyler I'm sorry she was yanked into the portal with the party.
I'll apologize as well.
She wasn't here to defend herself.
all
Oro
right.
grabbed the rabbit like Oro grabbed the rabbit like a magician grabs rabbits out of a hat.
By the ears first.
By the ears.
Brutal.
Ouch.
All right, night.
Yeah,
Night,
guys.
everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Night.
GG.
I think we did fine.
Yeah, that's probably what was supposed to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.